I don't know how I noticed it at first, just a feeling maybe. That strange, creeping sensation of being watched. I'd catch myself glancing at the mirror, drawn to it, like something was wrong, but I couldn't quite place it. But the feeling wouldn't leave. Every night it got stronger. That something on the other side was watching me. At first I tried to ignore it, brushing it off as my imagination. But then the scratching started. It began as a soft, irregular sound, faint, like something was lightly clawing at the walls. It seemed to come from behind the mirror. At first I told myself it was just the pipes, or maybe mice in the walls. But deep down I knew better. I could feel something, a presence, something wrong. And every night the scratching grew louder, closer. It got so loud that I couldn't sleep. The nights stretched on, silent except for the rhythmic scraping, filling my room, filling my head. One night I had enough. I grabbed my flashlight and stepped closer, heart pounding, breath shallow. The mirror looked back at me, distorted, almost off. It wasn't just a reflection. It was like it held something else, something waiting. I don't know what possessed me, but I reached out, fingers brushing along the mirror's edge, and that's when I felt it, an unnatural cold, seeping through the frame, like ice radiating from the glass itself. I pushed on the mirror, feeling it shift under my hand. It moved just slightly, as if it wasn't fully attached to the wall. I shouldn't have done it, but I pulled. The mirror slid aside, and behind it was a door. It was small, just big enough to crouch through, but there was no mistaking it. A hidden door, concealed behind my bathroom mirror. For a moment I just stood there, staring, unsure of what to do. But that scratching, it was louder now, coming from behind the door. It sounded desperate, frenzied. Without thinking, I turned the handle. The door swung open, revealing a dark space beyond. The air was cold, stale, like it hadn't been disturbed in years. I shone the flashlight inside, squinting against the darkness. The room was empty, just bare walls and a dusty floor. But the scratching, it was there, louder than ever, echoing in that tiny space. I took a step in, my footsteps echoing, too loud, too hollow. I can't explain it, but I felt something, like the room was wrong, like it was bending around me. I scanned the room, looking for the source of the noise, and that's when I saw it. There on the far wall, faint and almost imperceptible, were scratch marks, dozens of them, maybe hundreds, etched deep into the wall like someone or something had been clawing at it for a long, long time. I shivered, feeling a chill creep down my spine. I should have left right then, closed the door, shoved the mirror back, and never thought about it again. But I couldn't. I was drawn to it, pulled deeper by a force I couldn't resist. And then, just as suddenly as it started, the scratching stopped. The silence was thick, oppressive. I could feel my heart pounding, loud in my ears. I turned to leave, but as I did, I saw something in the corner of my eye. A figure, pale, gaunt, huddled in the far corner of the room, almost blending into the shadows. I froze, flashlight trembling in my hand, and I stared, my mind racing. It was a person, or at least it looked like one. But their eyes were wrong. They were wide, unblinking, staring straight at me with an intensity that made my blood turn to ice. And then it smiled, not a friendly smile. It was twisted, hungry, like it was amused, like it had been waiting. Before I could react, it moved, crawling, jerking across the floor, pulling itself toward me with unnatural jerking motions. I stumbled back, tripping over my own feet, barely able to breathe. It moved faster, closer, dragging itself toward me with those clawed hands. Each movement punctuated by that terrible, scraping sound. I bolted. I ran out of the room, slamming the door shut behind me, heart hammering. I pushed the mirror back into place, my hands shaking. I could still hear it, scratching on the other side, faster, harder, like it was trying to get through. I backed away, staring at the mirror, watching for any sign of movement. And that's when I saw it, a faint outline, pressed against the glass from the other side, fingers scraping down, clawing, like it was trying to break through. I don't remember how long I stood there, paralyzed. I could feel it, watching me from the other side, waiting, scratching. And I realized it wasn't just in that hidden room. It was everywhere, lurking in the walls, the shadows, watching me, following me. It's been days now, and the scratching hasn't stopped. I can hear it every night, louder, closer. I've tried to leave, tried to get out, but every time I reach the door, something holds me back, pulls me closer to the mirror, like it's calling me, drawing me in. I can't sleep. I can barely think. All I can hear is that scratching, echoing in my head, filling my dreams. And I know it's only a matter of time before it breaks through, before it finds a way out. I can feel it, pressing against the walls, the glass pushing, clawing, and I know it's coming for me.